All right, back to the riots in Milwaukee. It all started with a police-involved shooting, the suspect allegedly pointing a loaded gun at them and refusing to drop it. Joining us now, Kevin Jackson, Fox News contributor. Kevin, those facts apparently were ignored when it comes to the protesters.
Yeah, they always are ignored. And, you know, once the story broke, everybody knew immediately that it was a black person shot by a police officer. The sad part about it was nobody seemed to, and we've come to this point in the country where nobody seems to care that the guy was a criminal and essentially aimed his weapon at a police officer and got himself shot. That's no longer the narrative.
Well, and the suspect's sister coming out in front of the media saying this is terrible. He should have been tased.
Well, I will tell you, most people I know would not want to take a taser to a gunfight. But here again, the narrative is that we shouldn't be addressing criminality in the black community. We should be looking at ways to, to appease the criminals. The fact of the matter is these police officers put their lives on the line, and it's not their responsibility to try to mitigate a situation like that when their lives are on the line. They want to go home to their families as well. But we've come to this point in America where people are justifying this type of thing, and it's very unfortunate because it's not just this is not just a societal problem. This problem permeates itself into every aspect of what we are. And one of the things that I talked to the producers about was this is also a business problem. When you take a problem like this and you allow it to grow, to fester in society, where you say, I'm not going to put the blame on the actual perpetrators and I'm going to try to make the police officers the victims, you're going to do the same thing with corporations. Everybody in America is held hostage in a situation like this when you can't recognize right is right and wrong is wrong. And that's essentially what's happening here.
So you say the Black Lives Matter, the movement, is bad for African-American jobs because of that, right?
Absolutely. It's horrible because of that. I was, when Ferguson erupted a few years back, and I was talking to a young black guy, and he said to me, Kevin, I can't get a job, you know, and I'm frustrated by all this. And his contention was the problems in Ferguson were, I mean, that was the reason for the problems in Ferguson. And I said, you've got it backwards. The reason why you don't have a job is because of what's happening in Ferguson. Think about it this way. Companies build risk portfolios based on what's going to be the least disruptive to them doing their job. So imagine if you had black employees and every time something like this comes up, as opposed to having a reasonable, measured response to it, you're concerned that there's going to be an eruption within your company. Now, no HR person is going to say that. There's no board of directors that would approve any type of thing that says don't hire blacks. And in fact, obviously, there are rules against that. But don't think that it's not factored into the risk portfolio of companies when they say somebody might get an email that they find, quote, offensive, and we end up in a lawsuit. Or somebody might overhear a conversation erroneously, as what happened with the word, well, I won't even bother to worry, but it meant miserly, the word did, and suddenly you're in a lawsuit. These are the reasons why. And corporations look at this and they say, look, this situation that's happening with the police officers, where the false narrative of criminality trumping the police doing their jobs is potentially could happen to us. Look at all of the different leftist issues that occur when, for example, I believe Target donated money to some sort of a pro-marriage group or something, and the outcry is so loud that they essentially adjust corporate policy. These are the things that are affecting why blacks are unemployed in mass numbers. In the 1950s, blacks were overemployed because we were the best employees and we went to work and we did our jobs and we didn't care. And had we continued in that vein, we'd have an exorbitant number of Fortune 500 leaders being black leaders, black CEOs, and black executives. But because of the mentality that's now pervasive, unfortunately, we're underemployed, very much underemployed.
All right. Kevin Jackson, very well put. We appreciate your time.